feel like, you know, in the LGBTQ plus community, and especially when it comes to trans, and congratulations on the transition. That even, you know, when you came out and said that, I was like, walk in your truth.
I was scared as shit.
You was?
I was.
So going back, all right, you told your family coming out. So people always like to ask LGBTQ plus community, how was your coming out story? How was your coming out story? Did you have a coming out story?
Coming out to my family as gay, I was a freshman in high school, and I literally said to my moms, because I have 2 moms, I was like, I got a boyfriend. I literally came home and said to my stepmom, her name is Kiana. I call her Kiki Monique, and she still calls me Billy Bob. I was like, hey, I got a boyfriend. And she was like, ooh. And like my stepmom is the type to be like, so is you a top, bottom, or verse? Like she walked up to people and she asked boys that, like she was trying to get into people's tea. And she was like, I mean, okay, girl. And then I told my mom was like, okay. Like, so it was very easy. And then just like telling my family, like the first time I told my family and my grandparents, I was an adult. I had a boyfriend. And I just brought my boyfriend home to Virginia, to my grandparents' house. I called my grandparents and I was like, so grandma, grandpa, I have something to tell y'all. Remember how I told y'all I was bringing a friend? Well, This is not just a friend. He is actually my boyfriend. And yeah.
Surprise.
And my grandparents was like, I mean, well, we love you and we support you. What does he like to eat?
Oh, they was with it.
We want to make sure we have food in the house that he likes.
Right.
And then like my cousins, it was just one cousin that just was not with it. It was he's my older cousin. He's the elder out of all of us.
Okay.
He was not with it. And now he is very much for it. He watches Chasing Atlanta more than I watch Chasing Atlanta. He says to his wife, girl, I'm going upstairs. I gotta watch the girls. He says that he is 60% gay. He be at the club. Like,
yo, isn't it crazy how at one point we weren't on TV, we weren't accepted, and now it's like every day. I wouldn't even say each week, each month, every day we have heterosexuals, we have cisgender individuals just welcoming us. So what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk with Johneri'O Scott. Of course, I'm your host, Johneri'O Scott, and also known as the Prison Media. But you guys, listen, today we have my guest, Drew Friday. You may know her from one of the number one YouTube reality shows, Chasing Atlanta, drag queen, drag performer, choreographer, like all around. Leo, let's not forget that.
Leo, motherfucking Leo.
Let them know. Drew, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me today.
Listen, I'm excited because we were planning this.
Between your schedule, my schedule, having hot girl summer.
Listen.
It's been, but we're here.
But we're here.
We're here.
Because last time, drinking, cheers. Listen, last time, when we first started, or when we first planned it, you were on tour, or a pageant.
Mm-hmm. No, wait. The pageant was in February. No, it wasn't. It was Pride. It was Pride in New York.
New York. I knew you was in New York. Okay, how
it was like during the reunion, finishing our last rounds of professionals, and then I was leaving for New York.
How was that? How was New York?
New York is always sickening. I always have a good time when I'm in New York. I'm from Jersey, so it's like I'm literally going home. So like New York, I love it. I love all of the girls that are up there. Like the drag scene in New York, the club scene in New York. It's just
fire.
That's a one. It's tea.
It's tea.
It's tea. Like if you've never been to New York, go.
As you can tell, Drew Friday is worldwide. Drew Friday is known. So who is Drew Friday?
Drew Friday is so on my Instagram it says, this is the best way to describe her. She is a Carisha son.
Right, I saw that. Portia, yes.
And a Miss Mississippi Rising. All rolled up into one. So she is
a vibe.
A vibe. She's a hood girl.
Yes.
A housewife and a stripper all rolled up into one.
And definitely, I see the stripper when you perform it. I be like, headstand. Drew, like, how did you even get into drag? You know, like the performing and all of that.
It was an accident. It was a dare.
A dare that
I kept doing. Okay, so I have a friend. His name is Michael. Shout out to Michael. He was doing a boy burlesque like show at the club that I work at called My Sisters When You're in Atlanta. And they were looking for other guys, so he signed me up. Now, why would you sign me up? I don't have shit to do with the things that you're doing. I'll come for moral support, but bitch, why would you sign me up for it?
He saw it in you.
No, because it wasn't even drag. We were supposed to be go-go dancers. Do I give you go-go? I don't give you a go-go at all. I listen to go-go.
Right.
I'm not gonna be out there oomsha. So they told us how much they was paying us. And at the time, I'm 26. I'm like $75 just to do 2 4-minute numbers. Bitch, hell yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, sign me up.
Hell yeah, sign me up. Get me there. And then I found that it was next door to my house, and then they said we don't have a date like taking care of our tab. So you mean to tell me I'm getting drunk and I'm making a coin?
And right here.
I ended up making so much money in tips, and I was like, And the owner of MSR, which is my drag dad, she was like, I really want you to drag. Girl, no, I'm not doing it. And she was like, well, I dare you. I did it for Halloween. And I saw how much money was all over that tour.
Ooh.
And I went, she was like, I want you to do it again. I went,
well, you know. Right.
Okay, I can. I'll come back. And I've been, now it's my full-time career. So
It's crazy how
an accident.
It's crazy how we just walk into things. Crazy how we just walk.
Because I was a choreographer. Like, I worked for Natasha Mosley. I worked for a girl that was signed to Timberland called Obsessed. Like, I was actively like working with like artists. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm here for a creative director and choreographer. No.
Not this time.
MSR was like, oh no, yeah. Come on.
Wow. So looking at you from doing even the brunches, how did that even start working into place?
MSR gave me a brunch. Well, I took it.
Okay.
The owner of MSR is my drag dad. So I'll be like, hey Pops, I got this idea. And she'll either say yay or nay. The brunch, we fought about the brunch for a while. And I ended up winning. And then a magazine company down here called Pussy Mag reached out to me and was just like, hey, we're looking at doing a brunch at Tiger. And if you're hosting a producer. Hell yeah!
Listen. Yes.
Yes, because all y'all do is bring drag race girls. And who don't want to rub elbows with them?
Especially you got places to go.
That's the goal. We're trying to get that drag race money. So I was just like, yeah. And then like, thank God for John Dean and Wussy Magazine because of him, a lot more people are seeing me. And it was like people in the city knew of me, but no one was coming to like no one was coming to like MSR because it's a lesbian bar.
Right.
So like the boys weren't coming. Now every Saturday it be packed out wall to wall.
It be packed. I went there doing Pride. I went there weeks before Pride just because they be having just different events now.
We have
artists.
We have karaoke night on Wednesdays. Tuesdays is R&B Thursdays is R&B Thursdays. Fridays is Femme Fridays with Kia Comedy. If you don't know who Kia Comedy is, she's a huge LGBT activist. And then Saturday nights is me. Sunday is Switch. So like it's something every day of the week for anybody, any walk of life.
And it really is, you guys. So if you're in the Atlanta area, make sure you check out My Sister. So one thing, looking at you from Chasing Atlanta, the growth I've seen this season, and then looking at you just doing drag and being your unapologetic self. How did you become so unapologetic? Like just you, like this is what you want to get, and I'm embracing it.
I feel like I was like that at a very young age. Like, I've always been like, I mean, if you don't like it, oh well, like, yeah, like, I can, as far as back as I remember, like, especially once I came out to, like, my parents, like, my mom, it was like, oh, I like niggas. They fine with it. Okay, well,
That's
if
right.
you don't like it, I believe, I saw this quote, like, and it is terrible that, it's not terrible that this person said it. It was from Kenzo's dad. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. So once I saw that, it was very much like, oh, well, you can suck a dick if you don't like it. You can suck a dick if you don't like it. Cause like, what you gonna do, beat me up?
Listen, it's something about the impact. The impact. Being, doing the drag shows, performing, traveling, even chasing reality. What has been one of your most memorable events coming in encounter with someone that saying that, yo, you impact my life?
I have two.
Okay.
I just did a show with Evie Oddly, and it was a little girl sitting next to my parents, and she didn't know that those were my parents. Like, she was like, this little girl was like 12, and she was there with her mom, and she was like, oh my, like, she went to go and she went back and sat down, and she was just like, oh my gosh, like, I love her, like, I'm such a huge fan, I came for her, Oddly, and then my mom was like, that's my daughter, and she's like, what? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to meet her during meet and greets, and I wasn't staying for meet and greets. So when I left, my mom was like, hey, it was a little girl there looking for you. So like, I put something on Instagram and like, she DM'd me. So that was one. And then the second one, I was in New York for my best friend's bachelorette party. And the whole weekend, it was like Sex and the City themed. So we had a picnic like the Galaxy. And we're all sitting in Dumbo Park with like this huge, like all these huge camels of shit. And if you know me, you know I like to smoke. We're sitting down and we're eating and we're drinking. I'm your favorite cousin on your daddy's side. I need to go take a walk. So me and two of our other friends that are in the wedding, we went and took a walk. We're coming back to the tent and everything. And I'm standing outside the tent and I'm just standing there. And mind you, the whole set, it's like a section is like blocked off. And it shows you like you can't come this way. It's two black ladies walking. I'm paranoid as shit, always. And I see them. And I'm just on my phone scrolling.
Right,
like, oh, I see them black people walking over here. Right. And mind you, my best friend is white. And all her bridesmaids is white. So I'm the only black girl. So like, none of them is paying attention. I'm the nigga is paying attention. So I'm looking and she was like, it was an older lady and her daughter had to be like my age. And she was like, excuse me, are you on a YouTube show? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, I knew you was Drew. And all of my friends are looking and they of course know.
Right.
So she's like, I knew that was you. My daughter loves you. She was scared to come up to you. And I'm like, girl, with the blunt in my hand. Girl, come on, what are you doing? Come say hi. And like she was crying and just like really like nervous to talk to me. And I'm like, girl, come hug me. Like they wanted to take pictures and everything. My friends are ghetto as fuck. They took the picture and all my friends start cheering.
They were
me. Why the fuck would y'all do this? Why is y'all cheering? Y'all so extra. And then I had to look at the lady. I'm so sorry for cussing like this, Mama. Mama, I'm so sorry cussing like this in front of you, but my friend is a little extra.
Right.
Thank y'all for watching. So those two are like the most memorable.
What advice would you give? I want to put an age group on it. What advice would you give someone who is still trying to find their identity?
Be who you are, because those who mind don't matter, those who matter don't matter. Because until you are actively living and doing the things that you want to do, you're not going to be happy. Like filming, I went through a very, very, very dark depression.
And you talked about that.
Like it wasn't just doing drag, it was, I don't feel like me. And what made me like really realize it was one, therapy, and then two, being around the world and being around Kendra. Like people don't realize how good of a heart both of them have.
We are always looked at, as, they automatically think, strong, but we have to put that face on.
Because baby, if we don't, society is going to beat us deep up and down.
We're gonna fall into that statistic.
It's not, and sometimes it's not even just society. Sometimes it's your family. It's the people that love you, that say that they love you. And sometimes you gotta get rid of them in order to live your truth and be who you are and be happy. And I was very much at the end of the day, I want to be happy. I was so sick. I was like, I am very much so tired of being sad all the time.
So going to that time, that you spoke about being on the reality show and you were just trying to like find yourself. It was like, was it waking up every day looking in the mirror saying, something's not right?
Exactly that. I was very much like looking in the mirror, and I would get sad when I took drag off. Not necessarily like my body and my hair, excuse me, but like makeup or like my hair. And the more I kept seeing Ramir, it was just like, Ramir is very cute, don't get me wrong. Ramir is fine.
Is with the good hair. Ramir with the good hair.
He was fine. However, that wasn't who I saw look back at me. And it was like, in order for me to feel good about myself, inside, I need to see I need to always see what I see when I look in the mirror on the outside.
How was that process?
So I've been on hormones for 2 months. I had to go through therapy. Like my therapist had to sign off for it in order for my doctor to go first.
Okay.
Because they have to make sure that you're not one, doing it for the wrong reasons, and 2, make sure that you're equipped to handle it. Because hormones are a bitch.
Really?
Like,
talk about
I was sitting on the couch with my best friend. We were sitting in the house. I have 2 best friends, a male and a female. And him and I were sitting in the house, and I ran out of pickles. And I'm crying. This was the first weekend that I had started taking hormones. I'm crying and I'm sad because I had no more pickles. So you had and with going through hormones, the first 3 months I like the worst because your body's trying to figure it out. You have testosterone in you that the blockers are trying to block and stop from producing, but your body is like, your nuts is like, bitch, I need to produce semen. And the estrogen and the testosterone blockers are like, no, girl, what are you doing? So you have a lot of conflict within you. So I had to make sure, my therapist had to make sure that I was doing it for the right reasons, that I can handle it. My doctor has to make sure that I am taking my medicine appropriately, and you start off with pills and then you go to shots. Right now I'm still on pills.
Okay, so what would you say is how's your day-to-day routine? Because you also came out that you are HIV positive. Okay, I am too, but guess what? We living, succeeding, accomplishing.
Hello.
Listen.
My HIV meds don't affect my hormones.
Okay.
So like, I take all 3 of the bitches at one time, right in the morning. Knock them back.
So do you have a routine that you do for your mental? Like you get up and like Mary Jane, she looks in the mirror and say, hello, good morning.
I wake up, smoke a blunt, wake and bake. I do meditate. I meditate every morning for like 10-15 minutes. I listen to music. Music makes me happy. So I make sure while I'm meditating, I'm listening to music. And I'm only listening to music that makes me happy. I'm very much a Leo. You know us, we like to be sad bitches. We like to cry.
We low-key do.
And we like to listen to like heartbreak music, even though we're not going through shit.
It ain't going through nothing.
Happy
Turn
shit.
Keisha Cole, please.
I should have cheated!
And be single.
As fuck. Who am I cheating on? I ain't been in a relationship in I don't know how long. And why am I around here performing and talking about I wish I would have cheated on this nigga? And it's perfectly fine. So what do I listen to? Shit like that. Cause it does what? Make me happy.
Well, I'm gonna bring the medicine and we're gonna just sit in the house and cry.
And cry. And I like to cook too. So,
Yeah, you cook too.
So you bring the medicine, I cook. So what's goody in the hoodie?
Alright, we're gonna talk about that. Just let me know. So, you in doing drag, you have put on or portrayed so many characters, so many celebrities, so many just characters. Who would you say has been the best character you portrayed while doing drag?
Bitch, I'm a cow.
Yeah.
When I did Doja's Cat, Bitch, I'm a cow, and I was dressed as a cow.
Yes!
And I handed out Chick-fil-A. That was the best one. And because it was so authentic, me and my best friend was sitting in the house, and the challenge that I had to do for the competition, it was creative makeup. And I wanted to do, if you're privy to Drag Race, Got Mick, I wanted to do a Got Mick face.
It was a no.
It was a chop. It was a chop. So then I was like, I can turn it into a cab. And my best friend was like, bitch, you can hand out Chick-fil-A. Bitch! You're on to something.
Bam. Cause I didn't like how when you did Monica and
Whitney, they said I looked like, I think it was Brandy,
and I was like,
they said I looked nothing like Whitney, and I looked nothing like.
you had like, how did, like, when you're doing drag and you're performing and it comes to judging and situations happen like that, how do you deal with them? Like, y'all, if y'all go back to that episode, go back to her YouTube, to Instagram, and look at those looks, look at those performances. I thought
That took me out the game. That really made me question like my talent. Because Whitney, I studied.
you should, from the wig to, man.
I studied the fuck out of Whitney. I did her for the pageant, and Whitney's makeup artist was a judge. And she came to me and she goes, "Here's my number. Whatever you need.
Look at it.
Whatever you need." The guy that wrote Vogue by Madonna, the pageant that I did, he was the owner of the club. He still talks about it till this day. I was just there like 3 weeks ago. I had to do a show there. And
So I see that, on your social media, we have a new name right there, Sevyen. So tell us about Sevyen.
Sevyen is my name because, of course, my drag name is Drew Friday, and outside of drag, there was Ravier. So there has to be a person outside of drag. So I chose the name Sevyen, and I'm taking my stepmom's last name, which is Jones. My stepmom, my mom, and everybody outside. And I mean, she's not a dude.
Right.
That's my other
Right.
like parent. I chose the name Sevyen because I found out that I was HIV positive on 7/17/17, and I started hormones on 7/7. So 7's are like a recurring thing, and when I looked that up, it means good luck,
Yes.
life.
Yes.
So I was just like,
I would say new life.
boom. And like out of all of the names that I had picked out, I just kept looking at 7 and it would make me smile. I just liked the name 7.
So can I stop calling you Drew Friday because you said?
Yeah.
Okay, Sevyen. So what's up, you guys? Johneri'O here, and we are talking with Sevyen. What's good?
Hi. What do you do, baby?
Listen, y'all. So we have Drew Friday, aka Sevyen, here. Listen, if you haven't followed her, make sure you are following her. Listen, let everyone know where they can follow you and what you have coming up next.
You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Now I have a TikTok. I'm trying to be like these little kids. I don't understand it. Everything is Drew Friday _ that's DREW Friday, like your favorite day of the week _ and what's next? My manager is probably going to kill me for saying this. I am in production for my podcast, 7 Minutes in Heaven. I will be performing here in Atlanta for Pride the weekend of October 7th. I also have gigs coming up in DC and in Florida. So just follow my social media and, I'll put all that up there.
Listen, as I said in the beginning, booked and busy. You guys, listen. Thank you so much for tuning in to Let's Talk with Johneri'O Scott. Listen, it's been a joy having you on. You have to come back on.
Yes, and you gotta come to my podcast.
I'm down.
For real.
I'm down.
Like, that was another reason why I had to get exclusive, because I need you on.
Listen, Well, sign me up, manager. Alright. And I want to say thank you so much. You have
Oh, bitch, I like this. You gonna make me cry.
You have accomplished so much from the time I started following you, and I just want to say keep on. Sevyen.
You gonna make me cry? Oh my gosh, can I open it on camera?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, she heavy, y'all.
And we like a
What
good
is
one.
this?
We like a good.
I feel like this is a beverage. Baby, is this
Put
a
it
good?
out. Put it out.
Oh, baby, this is a beverage. Oh, bitch!